Hi everybody, Laith from Wineberry Hill. I'm going to tell you one of my gardening secrets, something that, in my opinion, is one of the best fertilizers money can buy. In this video, I'm going to show you how and why to make rabbit bean tea. I think I would keep rabbits, and chickens for that matter, even if it was just for their fertilizer. And in my situation, rabbits are easier to keep and cheaper to feed. Everybody has different circumstances, but that's true for me. So if you've ever thought about getting rabbits, this video will give you one more reason why it might be good for you. And by the way, YouTube measures the value of a channel by how much people interact with that channel. So please comment. First, let's talk about why rabbit manure is so awesome. Unlike many animal manures, rabbit beans are what they call a cold manure. So they can go straight from the source onto your garden and it won't harm your garden. It won't burn your garden. Now, on top of that, they are highly balanced with nutrition that your plants need. Nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. The very nutrients that you need to have leafy growth, strong roots, and healthy fruit production. And making rabbit bean tea is much easier than you might think. I designed the hutches to empty the beans into trays. I collect manure from my rabbits about once a week, depending on the population at the time. And I fill the bucket the rest of the way up with water and let it steep for a few days. During that time, the water breaks down the manure, releasing the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, as well as lots of beneficial organisms. I made the sieve with two 5-gallon buckets. I cut the bottom out of the top bucket. I placed a section of window screen in between the two, and I screwed the two buckets together. And then the bottom bucket has holes drilled in it. The filling station is pretty straightforward. There's a million ways to do this, but the basic idea is to have the funnel up above the watering cans so that you can get the rabbit bean tea where it needs to go. After a few days of soaking, I pour the tea through a sieve to keep the solids out and fill my watering cans and water my garden. Now, this tea doesn't just feed the plants. It also introduces beneficial organisms to the soil. Organisms that are critical for healthy soil development. So essentially what you're doing for your soil is like you're giving it a probiotic tonic. Now, I actually end up reusing that same manure for a second round of tea. I soak it for a few days, and then I water a different portion of my garden with that tea. But it doesn't end there. The resulting solids that are left over after this process, I then spread onto my garden beds. And what this does is it gives me lots of organic matter that breaks down slowly, keeping the soil rich and full of life, allowing the leftover solids to act as a slow-release fertilizer and mulch. So why go through this process? Well, it's a simple, efficient, and sustainable way of providing nutrition to my garden with substances I know the source, right? I know where every single one of the substances that went into the process of making this fertilizer came from. And my rabbits are very happy to contribute to the process because on top of this, they get to benefit from the things that I grow. I get to feed it to them. And so there's kind of a circle of life. So if you have rabbits or you have access to rabbit manure, I strongly suggest that you give it a shot. Your plants will thank you. I mentioned it earlier, your questions and comments make this channel possible. And for that select few of you that watch this video all the way through and comment, thank you. And as always, if you liked this video, you might like these.